What's up, guys? It's Tim with the Gutter Growth Podcast. I got the Pipeline guys with me today, Evan and Jacob. What's up, guys?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, Tim? Pleasure as always.
How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Good. I can't complain. I mean, it's been busy, but, we're approaching Gutter Summit here soon. So, man, just preparing for that, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah, man.
That's what Jacob said, staying super busy over here. We're super excited for Gutter Summit. And like I tell everybody every day, another day above ground, man's a good day.
It's only like 20 days away.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like this year's just flown by. I just feel like it's like nothing else. But that's the thing. Staying busy is good. So nothing to complain about on our end.
Yeah, 20 days. That's coming up quick. Remember, we were talking about this 3 months ago, and then 2 months, and now it's like, whoa, less than a month away. Let's get it.
So on the podcast, we were giving away free tickets, but we're all out of those. I do want to give out a 50% discount today on the show. So if you want to apply to be able to get that, go ahead and just comment "grow" in the comments, and we'll get you 50% off. So
heck yeah,
if you win,
solid deal.
Yeah. Good deal, man. So everyone's, I know you guys were speaking at the summit and you're running a little class. Everyone's pretty curious. Can you give us a little sneak peek of what you guys are going to be delivering?
Yeah. We're going to go in depth about, different marketing strategy, but the sole conversation is about lead generation, particularly in the gutter industry. So when we live and breathe marketing, we work with so many gutter guys, we get to see a lot of trends that happen. So we have a lot of insights, a lot of value to share, how that marketing sort of intertwines to make one solid system. But the idea is just to throw value to the guys that are either, first getting started, or the guys that have been in it for 10 years, just absolutely crushing it. So the goal is to provide value to everybody across the board.
And like Jacob said, we personally have clients that come to us brand new in the business. Tim, you've obviously, have recommended some buddies along the way who start out from the basics that we've helped with just the website, and then we got our guys obviously pumping out 7 figures, right? So we want to make sure that with our speech that we are targeting the audience as a whole and not just the newer guys or not the middle guys or not the guys who have already hit the dream goal of 7 figures, that everybody else wants to do. So our target is to make sure that we address the audience as a whole. And like Jacob said, man, we just want to make sure that, some things may not particularly relate to one client, but it may relate to another. So again, we just want to make sure we cover all grounds there. So everyone does have the ability to learn something.
What are most of your clients? Are they usually just getting into the business, or a lot of them are having you take over the websites? And
I would say, brother, it's honest. It's a good mix of every bit of it. We have our new guys that we help with just the websites, because we always encourage people, don't get caught up with the wrong company at the beginning, right? And signing up with the website with the local guy that may just be really cheap, or the Fiverr guy, because then you end up running into issues. But then we have our happy mediums, where our guys are doing, a couple hundred K a year, $500,000 a year. And then, we have our good chunk that do, the 6 figures. So we're really all over the place. And I know, Jacob, you can definitely add on to that if you have anything, but I would say there is no one particular realm there. Good spread.
Yeah, so the idea is we help build the foundation. So we work with the guys in the beginning. Obviously, we're not going to go straight towards, certain things if they're not ready for it. But the idea is if you build a solid foundation, you can start building on top of that. So we try to give them the resources and the tools, guide them in the right direction. Listen, this is where you need to be before you start investing here. Right now, you need to focus on here. But it's from A to Z. Anybody that's, doing $1 million to 100,000.
And we also make sure personally, we want to be a good fit for everyone ourselves, right? This is just a Mr. Pipeline talk. To us, it's more about how much we can help you, right? We get a lot of calls all the time. People that are like, hey, I'm brand new, right? I'm still buying my gutter machine. We're like, hey man, don't put the cart before the horse, get those ducks in a row. You have our contact information if you need us, and things along those lines. So like Jacob said, we really make sure we help them build the foundation before that next step, moving forward.
What are a couple things that they could expect to learn at the course or the class?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is, where to start investing and where to build from, how those marketing efforts intertwine with one another. So, whether you're doing Google ads or Facebook ads, what's the benefit of each, what we're seeing in the industry when it comes to where you should put your dollars, whether that's Google or Facebook, and what seems to work best. And then, starting from the basics too, how to work on your online presence, how to focus on, building that foundation. So that way your Google Ads campaign will be successful and your lead generation efforts can start building from there. So that's the thing. It's about, what sort of steps you need to take to get the most out of your marketing efforts.
And we also wanted to, along the way, make sure people, sometimes we have to help realign expectations. A big thing that we see is, Tim, you are such a well-known name in the industry, somebody who has literally started from the bottom, as we know, and grew to something magnificent, and, you took it somewhere. So we also want to make sure but people think that, 1 year in the game, because they happen to see something you're doing or the next guy, that bam, their business is going to be a game changer. So we also want to make sure that we help realign expectations for people when investing into marketing, and that it takes a lot more than just, hey, I have a couple $1,000, let's grow my business, right? Like Jacob said, it's the groundwork, it's the foundation, it's the branding. There's so many moving parts that we just want to make sure everyone gets a grasp on, no matter what they're doing with their business.
I know a lot of guys think that they're just going to sign up and all of a sudden the lead flow is going to the gates are going to open up automatically.
Floodgates.
Yeah, the floodgates. But it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's why we're here, man. We want to, we get those calls all the time. Jacob, I know for a fact, gets them as well. It's like, hey guys, I heard so much about you, and just us personally, man, whoever the marketing company may be that you work with, as long as you're happy, we're happy for you. But it's like, hey man, I got this money. What can I expect? Someone comes up with a $2,000 budget. It's like, hey, no, I want to get 30, 40 grand from this. And we're like, listen, you're better off going to the casino and hitting black or red. But that's what our goal is. That's why we slow them down. That's why we explain things. This is why we do research with them. And again, just realign expectations so they have a better understanding and not just what they read on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more.
So our just goal to help, man. Our whole goal to help, just realign all these things and just make sure people have their head screwed on a little bit tighter when it comes to this world. Because like Jacob and I, sure, can him and I probably get together and go hang gutters on each other's houses? Most likely. But are we going to do it right? Most likely not.
Right.
And you guys work with so many gutter companies. I don't know, probably hundreds by now.
Yeah.
So you definitely see all the trends and what's working because you got such a broad spectrum of companies across the board.
Yeah, and
seasons are different.
The biggest thing is finding out who's falling short, right? So there's always opportunities in areas where somebody's just not hitting the mark on, or they might be, missing out on that specific service, not targeting the right way. So once we start uncovering those stones, it's like, hey, look, this guy's missing out here. Your competition isn't doing this. All right, let's wean our way in by going around and through instead of just trying to go head to head all the time.
And I know that the more that they communicate with you guys throughout the process, the better success that they get, right?
For the most part. I mean, let's be honest. No, there's no perfect science behind this. We are working with digital marketing, trying to connect the customer to, the business. So there is no perfect science. We obviously work through our strategy. We do everything that we possibly can. But yes, majority of the time as they listen, they grow. And we have plenty of what's what I'm looking for. We have plenty of stories that we could tell based on that, just clients have been with us for years and they just listened, right? Sure, there might've been some bumps in the road, but that happens, man. It's just like marketing is like the casino. In other words, just a little bit longer rather than just slapping your money on the table and losing it or winning it within seconds. You can
track it and figure out.
You can track it. There's so many different moving parts to understand it. And again, like Jacob said, there's a difference between Google and Facebook and investing in SEO. When's the right time? When's not the right time? Some areas, with our guys that live, let's call it in the middle of a state like Kentucky, where they don't have major areas around them and they don't have the volume for Google ads, but they just want to do it. But it's like, listen, your money's not better off spent there. For something like that, it might be a different strategy, which is, again, why every client to us is individual. And we do break them down piece by piece to understand who they are, what their goals are, what their expectations are, and how we can align them all to make sense for them.
Yeah. No, you definitely look out for what's in their best interest. I've had guys come back and tell me that, they told me not to do AdWords here, so you're going to guide them. I'm pretty excited about the summit. Again, if you drop the word grow, you got a chance to win 50% off the next ticket. But yeah, man, I'm super stoked to have you guys there. And I think that, it's going to be super valuable. Come there expecting to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, curiosity for anybody that does watch this, is that 50%, is that for one person or is that into a drawing?
Yeah, it's going to be a drawing for one person. So, whoever's in the drawing and gets picked, you'll get the 50% off. So
Hey, you got to love savings.
Yeah, man.
And I think the biggest thing with the summit too is, come to us with your questions, because we're like an open book. We're going to be so honest with you and straightforward. Like, hey guys, I heard this. Like, what do you think about doing this? And it's like, at least we can start to help guide, because that's the biggest thing. We're just here to promote value. So as long as people take that away from our, speech or, what our presentation is all about, that's a huge win for us. So really appreciate it.
Right.
It'll be a huge win for them too. So.
Yeah, the speech is all about just the whole big generic stuff, and there's everything under the umbrella as much as we can cover, But yeah, like Jacob said, if anybody has questions, concerns, like, hey, this, that, the other, come talk to us, man. We're honored to be here. This is a huge thing. This is such a great community, and this is such a very niched event towards very people that are like-minded like us and like everybody else looking to grow. So we're here. We're here to help you. We're here to answer those questions. So come talk to us during the time you have us. In person, at least.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, and I'm super stoked. And again, drop that word grow. See you guys.
Absolutely. Good talking to you, too.